From translation, ISV International Standard Version. This 28th day of the year. Today we are reading passages Exodus 30 to 32. Exodus chapter 30, verses 1 to 38. You are to make an altar of acacia wood for burning incense. It is to be 18 inches square and 36 inches high, with its horns made of one piece with it. Overlay it with pure gold, its top, all its sides and its horns, and make a gold molding all around it. Make 2 gold rings for it under its molding on 2 opposite sides, and they will hold the poles used to carry it. The poles themselves are to be made of acacia wood and overlaid with gold. Place the altar in front of the curtain that is in front of the ark of the testimony, in front of the atonement cover that is over the testimony, where I will meet with you. Aaron is to burn fragrant incense on it every morning when he tends the lamps. He is to burn incense again when he lights the lamps at twilight, while continuing to burn regular incense before the Lord throughout your generations. You are not to offer unauthorized incense on it, or a burnt offering or a grain offering, and you are not to pour out a drink offering on it. Once a year Aaron is to perform the atonement on its horns with the blood of the sin offering of atonement. Throughout your generations, he is to make atonement on it once a year with the blood of the sin offering of atonement. It is especially holy to the Lord. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, When you take a census of the Israelis to register them, each one is to pay the Lord a ransom for his life when they are registered. Then no plague will come on them when they are registered. This is what everyone who is registered must give, half a shekel according to the shekel of the sanctuary. A shekel is 20 gerahs. Every person who is registered, from 20 years old and above, is to give this contribution to the Lord. The wealthy are not to give more, and the poor are not to give less than half a shekel when you give this contribution to the Lord, to make atonement for your lives. Take the atonement money from the Israelis, and use it for the service of the tent of meeting. It will serve as a memorial before the Lord for the Israelis to make atonement for your lives. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, You are to make a bronze basin for washing, and place it between the tent of meeting and the altar. Put water in it. Aaron and his sons are to wash their hands and feet from it. Whenever they enter the tent of meeting, they are to wash with water so that they do not die. Whenever they approach the altar to minister, by offering an ascending offering to the Lord, they are to wash their hands and feet so that they do not die. This is to be a perpetual statute for them, for Aaron and his descendants throughout their generations. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Take the finest spices, 500 shekels of liquid myrrh, half as much, that is, 250 shekels of fragrant cinnamon, 250 shekels of aromatic calamus, 500 shekels of cassia, measured by the sanctuary shekel, and a hin of olive oil. You are to make this into a holy anointing oil, a fragrant compound, the work of a perfumer. It is to be made using the prescribed formula. With it you are to anoint the tent of meeting, the ark of the testimony, the table and all its utensils, the lampstand and its utensils, the altar of incense, the altar of burnt offering with all its utensils, and the basin with its stand. You are to consecrate them so that they will be especially holy, and whatever touches them will become holy. You are to anoint Aaron and his sons, consecrating them to serve me as priests. Say to the Israelis, This is to be my holy anointing oil throughout your generations. You are not to pour it on any person's body, and you are not to make any like it with the same formula. It is holy, and it is to be especially holy for you. Whoever makes anything like it or puts any of it on someone not a priest will be cut off from his people. Then the Lord said to Moses, Take fragrant spices, gum resin, onycha and galbanum, with pure frankincense, all in equal amounts, and make a fragrant compound, the work of a perfumer, well blended, seasoned with salt, pure and holy. Beat some of it into fine powder, and place it before the ark of the testimony in the tent of meeting, where I will meet with you. It is to be especially holy for you. The incense that you are to make is to be seasoned by the prescribed formula. It is to be especially holy for the Lord. Whoever makes anything like it to smell it must be cut off from his people. Exodus chapter 31, verses 1 to 18. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, See, I have chosen Bezalel, son of Uri, son of Hur, from the tribe of Judah, and I have filled him with the Spirit of God, with wisdom, with understanding, with knowledge, and with all kinds of craftsmanship, to make artistic designs for work in gold, in silver, in bronze, to cut stones for setting, to carve wood, and to work in all kinds of craftsmanship. Moreover, I have appointed Oholiab, son of Ahisamach, from the tribe of Dan, to help him. I have also endowed everyone with ability to teach their skilled workers. Now, as for me, I have appointed Bezalel and Oholiab to oversee the work. I have also given ability to the skilled workers to make everything I have commanded you. The tent of meeting, the ark of the testimony, the atonement cover that is on it, all the furnishings of the tent, the table and its utensils, the pure lampstand with all its utensils, the altar of incense. The altar of burnt offering with all its utensils, the basin with its stand, the woven garments, the holy garments for Aaron the priest, the garments for his sons to serve as priests, the anointing oil, and the fragrant incense for the holy place. They are to make them just as I have commanded you. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, You are to keep the Sabbath day because it is holy for you. Anyone who desecrates it is to be put to death. Indeed, anyone who does any work on it is to be cut off from among his people. For 6 days' work is to be done, but the 7th day is a Sabbath of complete rest, holy to the Lord. Anyone who does work on the Sabbath day is to be put to death. The Israelis are to keep the Sabbath, observing it throughout their generations as a perpetual covenant. It is a sign between me and the Israelis forever, because in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, but on the 7th day he rested and was refreshed. When the Lord finished speaking with Moses on Mount Sinai, he gave him the 2 tablets of the testimony, tablets of stone, written with the finger of God. Exodus chapter 32, verses 1 to 35. When the people saw that Moses delayed in coming down from the mountain, the people gathered around Aaron and said to him, Make us gods who will go before us, because as for this Moses, the man who brought us up from the land of Egypt, we do not know what has happened to him. Aaron said to them, Take off the gold earrings that are on the ears of your wives, your sons, and your daughters, and bring them to me. So all the people took off their gold earrings and brought them to Aaron. He received the gold from them, fashioned it with a tool, and made it into a molten calf. Then they said, Israel, these are your gods who brought you up from the land of Egypt. When Aaron saw this, he built an altar before it. Then Aaron made a proclamation and said, Tomorrow there will be a festival to the Lord. Early the next day they rose up early and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. The people sat down to eat and drink, and then got up to have a wild party. The Lord said to Moses, Go down at once, because your people, whom you brought up from the land of Egypt, have become corrupt. They have quickly turned aside from the way I commanded them. They have made for themselves a molten calf, bowed down to it, sacrificed to it, and said, Israel, these are your gods who brought you up from the land of Egypt. The Lord said to Moses, I have seen these people, and they are indeed a stiff-necked people. Now leave me alone, so that my anger may burn against them and I may destroy them. Then I will make you into a great nation. But Moses sought the favor of the Lord his God and said, Lord, why should your anger burn against your people, whom you brought out of the land of Egypt with great power and a mighty hand? Why should the Egyptians say, He brought them out with evil intentions, to kill them in the mountains and to annihilate them from the face of the earth? Turn from your fierce anger and change your mind about bringing disaster on your people. Remember your servants Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, to whom you swore by your own self, saying to them, I will multiply your descendants as the stars of the sky, and I will give all this land that I promised to your descendants, and they will inherit it forever. So the Lord changed his mind about the disaster that he had said he would bring on his people. Moses turned and went down from the mountain, carrying the 2 tablets of the testimony in his hands. They were written on both sides, on the front and on the back. The tablets were God's work, and the writing was God's writing, engraved on the tablets. When Joshua heard the sound of the people as they shouted, he said to Moses, There is the sound of war in the camp. Moses said, It is not the sound of those who shout for victory, nor is it the sound of those who cry out in defeat. I hear the sound of a party. As Moses approached the camp and saw the calf and the dancing, he became so angry that he threw the tablets out of his hands and broke them at the foot of the mountain. He took the calf that they had made, burned it with fire, ground it to powder, scattered it on the water, and made the Israelis drink it. Then Moses said to Aaron, What did this people do to you that you have brought such great sin upon them? Aaron replied, Do not let the anger of my Lord burn against me. You know that this people is set on evil. They said to me, Make us gods who will go before us. As for this Moses, the man who brought us up from the land of Egypt, we do not know what has happened to him. So I told them, Whoever has any gold, let them take it off. They gave it to me, and I threw it into the fire, and out came this calf. When Moses saw that the people were running wild, Aaron had let them run wild, disparaging them before their enemies. He stood at the entrance to the camp and said, Whoever is on the Lord's side, come to me. And all the Levites gathered around him. He said to them, This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. Each of you put on your sword and go back and forth from one end of the camp to the other. Kill your brother, your friend, and your neighbor. The Levites did as Moses commanded, and that day about 3,000 men of the people died. Moses said, Today you have been dedicated as consecrated to the Lord, because each of you was against his son or his brother, so that he might bring a blessing on you today. The next day Moses said to the people, You have committed a great sin. Now I will go up to the Lord, perhaps I can make atonement for your sin. Moses returned to the Lord and said, Alas, this people has committed a great sin. They have made for themselves gods of gold. But now, if you will only forgive their sin, But if not, then blot me out of the book that you have written." The Lord replied to Moses, "Whoever has sinned against me, I will blot out of my book. Now go, lead the people to the place I told you about. See, my angel will go before you, but on the day when I will punish them for their sin." The Lord struck the people with a plague because of what they did with the calf that Aaron had made.